Well, hello there, it's old man Steve. And it's springtime, and I tried to dress accordingly. I got on my green hat, and you can see outdoors, it's beautiful out. In fact, I should be outdoors and not in the house, but I don't know. I guess I'm getting lazy. It's just, I think a lot of it has to do with the pandemic, when we had to stay in and, being self-quarantined, and you just got used to staying in. And of course, with me, it could also be just an old age thing. I don't just get up and get out in the car and drive around like I used to. I don't drive that much. I still drive, but I don't drive that much. I'll go to the store or to the doctor or the pharmacy, or the cleaners, just places close by. I don't go across town, and that also has to do with the fact that I don't know this town. I'm not from here, so I don't really know places to go. So maybe all of those are good excuses just to stay in. But it is beautiful outside, and maybe I'll go walk around the complex before the day's over and take in some fresh air, which is always good for you. Although I'm not sure about the air being fresh anymore. Is there fresh air anywhere? I was looking at my demographics, is that the word, of YouTube shows you where your videos are being, what countries are being watched in. My videos have been watched all over the world, which just, to me, is mind-blowing. I can't believe that somebody could be watching me over in South Africa or in France or Belgium or Ireland. I mean, it's just, that's the world we live in, though. Everything is international now, it's not local. So when I talk about local things, people in other countries, they don't have a clue what I'm talking about, I guess. Sometimes I don't have a clue what I'm talking about. So that's good, I guess. But I should try to be more general in my conversation and not be just local, since I'm being seen all over the world. I still can't believe it, but it's the 20th century. We're in 2022. It reminds me of a story about this friend of mine said that his was over at his sister's house, and his niece, they were talking about something back in the 60s. And the niece says, well, what does that mean, back in the 60s? And he said, well, 1960. And she looked puzzled. And she said, well, 1960. He said, yeah, before 20, there was 19. And he realized that she was born in like 2021 or something. She was only 11 years old, and she didn't understand the concept of the 1960s or the 1970s. And can you believe that? But here it is, 2022. So anybody that was born in 2000 would be 22 years old now. Gosh, that makes me feel even older. I was born in 1938. That was a long time ago. Well, actually, it was 83 years ago. That's how old I am. Yes, and we had electricity. We didn't have air conditioning. No, my mother told me when I was born, my birthday September 4th, and it was in Texas, and it was hot, and she was in the hospital giving birth to me, and she said there was no air conditioning. I said, oh my gosh, how could you survive? And she said, well, you just did, First of all, you weren't used to air conditioning, so you didn't miss it. They had fans, but it just blew hot air. But if you don't ever have something, then you don't miss it, and that's so true about air conditioning. Because I can remember as a kid growing up, we didn't have air conditioning. We had in our house, we had ceiling fans, a ceiling fan in the hallway, and it would blow the air through the house. And if you look at older homes, they had windows that went to the floor. And the reason for that is so they could open the window and get a cross breeze, with the fan. A lot of people don't realize that. But they don't build houses usually like that anymore because they don't need to have the windows open to get that breeze. Maybe in some other parts of the country, they don't do it here. Little known facts. Worthless information. Well, anyway, I thought I'd spend Sunday just chit-chatting with you, and I hope that you have a great day. And here we are in April already, and Easter's coming up, and the kiddos always get excited about Easter because of the Easter Bunny and Easter egg hunts and all that kind of stuff. And I guess it's become like a big deal. Well, it's always been a big deal, but more so now. Everything's become so commercial, Christmas, Easter, even St. Patrick's Day. But I'm talking about here in the United States. Other countries have celebrations that we don't celebrate, and vice versa. So anyway, I've just been hanging out. My air conditioner did go out the other day, this time last week on Sunday. It got up to 94. That's summertime weather. And I had not turned on my air conditioning, but turned it on for the first time and never cooled. The fan blew, but it never cooled down. And so I notified the maintenance department on Monday, and they came and checked it out, and they said that it was very old and it just needed replacing. So it took 2 or 3 days, but I've got a new air conditioner, so I'm ready for the summer. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that it happened when it did and not in the middle of summer. Because in Texas, you just can't survive in the heat without air conditioning. It's just a given. And it's just the way it is, especially old people, because people don't realize a lot of elderly people are on medication, like myself, and the medication affects you in the heat. And that's because of the medication, I have to stay out of the heat in the summer, for long periods of time. It's just the way it is. Well, so much for my chit chat and Sunday with Steve. I hope y'all have a good day. I'm still working I'm still hooked on jigsaw puzzles, and I've got one always going. I've got a new one going now, and I'll probably work on that. But I am going to go outside, and if nothing else, I'll just go sit in front of my apartment. I have a little chair, and I'll go out there and maybe make some iced tea and just sit out and take in the fresh air. And because I'm not going to go anywhere. Or maybe I will. I don't know. No, I'm going to stay home. Okay, y'all have a nice day, and I will see you again real soon. Okay, bye.